The #1 trending song.
Here we go.
Yeehaw! Oh, there's a Molotov.
Sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk.
What is going down, world? Oh, welcome to the 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. I go by the name Black Pegasus.
And it's your boy, Dom Wannabe, back in the house again. And gosh, I guess we're going to have to try to keep it on the rails on this one.
I guess so, because, I don't even know who Jason Aldean is. I think that's how you say his name. Now, this is like the #1 hot song. This is the platinum hit, the hot single of the decade currently. But the reason I heard about it is because,
people are mad. People
are coming out trying to cancel this homie, and I'd like to see why in real time. I'm not like a country music person. On this channel, I just heard The Devil Went Down to Georgia for the first time on this channel. So I'm just like getting familiar. I heard who was it? That's why I wanted to hear this too, because this song is called
So you're saying
"Try That in a Small Town," but I just heard Hank Williams Jr., "A Country Boy Can Survive," and that's a diss track to the New World Order, bro. It's so lit. It's so lit, bro. And it was like, I thought it just came out because it was like, was uploaded 10 years ago, the music video. People are like, no, this dropped in 1982. I'm like, bro, I was 2 years. What? And they're dissing the New World Order.
Yeah, it's
bro,
funny
it's fire.
We used to watch a lot of UFC, and Matt Hughes used to come out to that song.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, let's try. We have to speak in code just in case the NWO comes after us through via YouTube's. We're about to react to Jason Aldean, Try This in a Small Town. Before we get started, don't forget to like, share, and comment on all the content. But if you really rock with the vibe, subscribe to the channel. Here we go.
40-year-old boys are back in town. 40 boys are back in town. 40-year-old boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. Malt liquor for your ears.
All right, let me get this logo down and pull the video up. Don't forget, every Wednesday I drop original content. I am a hip-hop artist, got music videos, freestyles off the top of the brain, and we have some really good interviews on the channel, all original content. We got an interview with Ren, an interview with Tech 9, a bunch of stuff. So check out the channel for the original content, and let's keep things moving. Now, we're about to dive into this from the headlines. They're like CMT pulled this video or something. That people are going crazy, having meltdowns on TikTok.
Apparently, we're about to dip our toes into white supremacy. Is that what we're doing?
Some Supreme pizzas.
Yeah.
We're about to dip our toes into something. So let's see if this is really the soundtrack to racing isms.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Soundtrack to NASCAR.
The soundtrack to Too Fast, Too Furious. All right. We're being somewhat jokingful, but let's get into this and see what Jason Aldean, Try That in a Small Town is all about. Let's go.
This is the country version of FAFO.
Maybe it's saying try that in a small town. So
yeah, basically.
Try that. Try what? Try what?
Yeah, let's find out.
I saw a Molotov at the beginning. What we're about to find out. Okay, sorry. I have to just say this. This sounds beautiful. It's starting off beautiful. If there wasn't a Molotov at the beginning, I would think I'm about to fall in love. That sounds beautiful, no? Close your eyes and listen to it.
I know.
Quick.
It does sound nice.
Just saying.
Sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk. Carjacking old lady at a red light. Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face. Stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. crowded in a small town.
Sheesh. I mean, the line that jumped out to me immediately, it's like so simple, but he says, you think you're tough. And it's true. You know, it's like you see a lot of these things that are happening, and he spoke out on it, like specifically, like, what do you say, carjack an old lady, push an old man, right? And you think you're tough, and you'll find this happen over and over again. Like, I've seen videos. This is horrifying, right? There was, I think, some like producer in LA where I think they robbed like this pregnant woman and killed her, like with her kids there. You know what I mean? And it's typically they're not going after, you know, people that are potentially going to fight back. They're finding targets that
predators go after, you know, the weak. Even
there was a situation in New York recently where that guy went around and was like shot like some 83-year-old grandpa.
Yeah. Yeah. And when I say predator, I'm not talking about a race.
Literally,
I'm just saying in nature, predators typically, they'll get what's slower, the older elk, the children elk, because they can't run as fast as the rest
I literally
of the crowd.
like heard this guy talking about this, and he was saying that they've done studies where they would go like into like a specific neighborhood where certain things were potentially liable to happen, and they'd have somebody walk down the street limping, and somebody that was just walking down the street with good posture that, you know, was carrying themselves with confidence, and it's less likely that somebody would come after them.
So what I wanted to highlight was low key, and I don't even know why, I kind of got emotional watching this, because there was a moment where they were doing this challenge where people were running up, punching people when they weren't looking.
The knockout game.
And it really upset me seeing that, you know, being in a combat sport and being here to be like using like our martial arts to want to protect people and, you know, preserve life. So when he said that, when he said doing all these things, there was an emotional reaction because we all have mothers, we all have grandmothers. And then the worst part, and I know people get thrown off on my channel about this, but I get really upset when I see the American flag being burned, because there's this, it's called, I think, communist subversion or something, where they're like, try to demoralize. One of the stages of it is demoralization. And the problem I have with seeing it burnt is because this thing is supposed to be something beautiful that represents us all, to bring us together. And right now it's it's been set up into almost tear us apart. And I understand the difference between America, right? There's a difference we have to put aside for America, in American people coming together in our government, because our government's mad corrupt. And if we can't separate that, then I understand why people would want to burn it in the saying, oh, the government, stop these wars. I understand these concepts, but it's also like, as I've gotten older, I've like, yo, this represents the people, and the people are supposed, you know what I mean? The government's supposed to represent us. And if they don't, try that in a small town.
There's two things that, you know, on that subject. One, right, they just had the soccer players, women's soccer players. This just came out like yesterday, and like half of them were refusing to sing the national anthem, right? Because apparently our nation is so corrupt, right? So I understand.
Corrupt. It is corrupt.
No, it is.
We went through 2020. It is corrupt, but our people.
However, like, you can acknowledge the fact that there is corruption and oppression that is existent today in our country and still honor the progress that we have made. And that's one of the things. The second thing I wanted to talk about, there was a dude who just did 20 days in prison in Turkey, or in jail in Turkey. They locked him up because he looked gay. So people want to pretend like we aren't one of the better nations on the planet for freedom and acceptance of different cultures, and act like, you know, if we tear this system down, that magically we're just going to have something better that fills that void.
Yeah. You know what's ironic? This is the soundtrack to Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
They tried that in a small town.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of wild?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, let's see what's going on. Jason Aldean.
And he said, yeah, I mean, we could, if we're going to play it again, we'll just let it play. But he said something about, like, you know, around here we get each other's backs, or we help each other.
Yeah. He did say that.
You know, so like when you listen to that message, it's like, isn't that what we want?
This is what I'm saying.
Do you
what I'm
want
saying.
to have,
the flag is supposed to represent. So I get a little, you know what I mean? I just get a little, I get it. It's crazy. Whew. All right, let's go.
On the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town. Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up. Well, that shit might fly in the city. Good luck, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town full of good old boys.
That was so epic. That. I saw that happen, that clip. I'm gonna let it play. But I remember this.
Yeah, those guys tried to rob the store and he beat him up with a jug of milk
in his hand. It's crazy. Crazy.
You know, and think about that, because this okay, if we pause for a second, man, how many I just talked about all these interactions, you know, the knockout game. I've seen 2 people get killed on Twitter on the knockout game.
I know. I've seen it
you
too.
Know
That's
what I mean?
why I said it upset me.
That stuff haunts me.
But
you know what I mean? Like a woman. They did it to a woman who died. Well,
you saw that Asian chick in San Francisco?
Yeah, and an older man that was just walking down the street minding his own business, and this dude knocked him out and killed him. So when a person walks into a store with a gun, you have no idea what their intentions are. He might just be like, you know, poor me, I come from an impoverished community. I'm trying to feed my family, and all I need to do is get a little money, you know, maybe. But the other side of that is maybe someone's going to die. And this person took his own life in his hands.
Dude,
because he wasn't willing to, you know, find out what their intentions were.
I don't even take that, the first thing you said, that excuse from people. I'm
no,
like,
but this is the excuse
people. Go work at McDonald's. I had to work my way up the ranks. I worked day labor, bro. That shit sucks. But I wasn't going to run up in a gas station, bro. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. It's just where...
Raised up right. If you're looking for a fight, try that in a small town. Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town.
These farmers are dropping their own crops for the day. A friend is in need, and they've come to help.
It's what this community and a lot of our communities stand for. Somebody needs some help, you'll get it.
Try that in a small town.
Someone told me that they put a clip of the Capitol in there, and I didn't see that.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe at the beginning where those police were marching or something. I don't know. Yeah, there could have been one in there.
Man, this could go many different directions. So this is what I was looking at Google, and because I was trying to figure out, like, why are they trying to cancel him? And one of the only things that stood out, they said he filmed it in Tennessee, and this courthouse they filmed it in front of was someone got lynched there. And I was like, is that true? Or I think the New York Times wrote that. So that was a question I had. Is that true?
Yeah.
Or are they reaching? And I was wondering if you guys know in the comments, want to tap in. I was just curious about that. And then if so, did he know that? And
that's the thing that's sus to me.
But this is what I want to touch on real quick. This is interesting. This is what I was telling you. I was like, I'm going to save it for the pod. Upchurch did this video this week, and he said that the labels are manufacturing their artists to get canceled to sell more records. Now, I'm not saying that's him. I don't know. What type of music does he make? Does he always make music like this? Like da-da-da-da? But I've been feeling like America's been a psyop lately, And there's all this weird stuff going on where they're just trying to divide us, divide. And like, look, everything he's saying, I agree with, like, you know, like to the sense of like people don't need to be jackasses, you know, and
it's it's jackass is putting it mildly.
Yeah, well, you had like for the YouTubes, if we were on Rubble, I'd go absolutely in, and this would be an hour-long reaction. Yeah. But essentially, I'm like, yeah, man, no one likes that. And as you get older, because this is what's funny, this is mad hypocritical, bro. Me and you are being mad hypocrites. We did mad stupid shit, running the streets, acting like gangsters, stabbing people, doing dumb shit when we were young. And then we're over here like, so I get it. Like, I get both sides equally. Like, I'm a dad now, bro. I don't want this nonsense going on close to my house or my daughter or my family ever. But also coming from the streets, I'm like, I made stupid ass decisions. Now, did I ever go do some wild stuff to like innocent people? Never. Well, yeah, I stole. Dude, we're all guilty. We're all been hypocrites. So I don't like to get up here and be on a high horse. Like, because I remember.
See, I don't see it as being hypocritical, though. I take the opposite stance. I did wild stuff. I know people who did, you know.
And I'm sure they did too. I'm sure they got in bar brawls and done. We've all done stupid stuff. But taking advantage of innocent people in the way he demonstrated in the first verse is just not acceptable at any. And that's even me, like being raised on like Scarface. No women, no children. There's just an honor code, bro. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I look at it as wisdom because I did put myself and other like innocent people in danger doing some of the stuff that I did. Like, I can't pretend like I didn't.
Yeah.
So that's where I can look at it and say honestly that I deserve whatever I would have gotten. I mean, I went to jail. If I would have been shot or something like that, I would have deserved it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make an excuse for that because when you put yourself in that position, you know, where you're putting, you know, innocent lives at danger, when you're putting other people at danger, when you're making a choice to put yourself in harm's way, holding a gun or robbing a store or doing something like that, or involved in drug dealing, like, that's not innocent. That's a choice that you made that comes with certain consequences.
Yeah.
And you can't sit here and tell me that you don't know that.
Yeah.
You don't know that, right?
Yeah.
Of course you know that.
Yeah, you know.
You accepted that choice. You said that the juice was worth the squeeze.
Yeah.
So I don't feel bad for these people. You know what I mean? That put themselves in these situations. And it's like, you know, there was a dude in New York, the store owner. This guy came in, started slapping him. The store owner is sitting down, and he defended himself by stabbing the guy.
I saw that. The Asian dude.
I think he might have been.
I saw it. I know what you're talking about.
Like Indian or something like that. And they tried that dude for murder. It's like,
I already know.
You know, you're supposed to just let somebody assault you. And this is we don't talk about politics hardly anymore because it can go off the rails.
Well, we've gotten strikes on the channel for talking culture war stuff.
But it's one of the things that they talked about that the communists did when they were trying to take over is that they started criminalizing people for defending themselves. It's a move. It's a play out of the playbook. Demoralization. And they did it specifically because they wanted to have people afraid of defending themselves. They took away their guns, and then they made it a crime that if somebody were to attack you and you defended yourself, you would be the one that would be tried.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're at this interesting point in America where it's like
around the globe.
Yeah, we could go on, you guys, for days. I just wanted to check out the video. One, it's a lovely song. It actually sounds sonically amazing. Dude has an amazing voice. I've never heard of him. And then two, the messaging. If we just get to the meat and potatoes of the messaging of just be a good person, but if you want to act up, come try that in a small town. Think about this, you guys. Every rap song, every hood song. Hey, come to my hood. Try that over here, cuz. Get in my face. Try that with me, cuz. So it's like, dude, why is he getting canceled for saying the same thing? Now, some of it, like, they're saying, oh, there's these tropes and all this stuff. I didn't see it. I didn't know where they were performing this. I don't know. But that's the other thing. I want Americans to wake up to the psyops that are going on too, because I know they'll be like, no, it's not. But yo, there is something going on where they're trying to polarize us even more and make us more divided. And what is that for? What is that for? And will this song bring us together, or will it separate people? Seems like it's bringing people together to have this conversation. People are like, dude, it's not what you guys are saying. And the main thing we need to do is call out the fake news media, because that's the biggest thing we can do, and get our media from alternate sources, because they lie, they cheat, and they're the reason 2020 was as bad as it was. So even when I read these articles about, oh, he performed this here, I don't even believe it at first because they're so fake. They want me to be angry at these people.
And who's the one that's fanning the flames? It's white leftists that are sitting there saying you should be mad about this. And what drives me crazy is that you have these like Antifa people that are supposedly fighting for justice that literally went into communities like black communities and burnt down black businesses in the name of social justice, right? And you know, there is a war. Like, that's why I said, like, you know, we don't talk about this stuff often, but, you know, since this is bringing it up, this is an America thing. It's a global thing. There is a segment of the leadership around the world who wants open borders. They want globalism, and that's what they're pushing for. And they're stoking these fires. They're fanning these flames, and that's why you see certain things going on in France. You see it going on. It spilled over into Belgium, into Sweden. Like, this is not just an us thing. And there's a war on farmers. Like, the Dutch farmers are literally at war with their government because they're trying to take their land. And the same thing's going on in Ireland now. They're currently protesting in Ireland because they're trying to kill like 200,000 cows.
And where do they come from? A small town.
Yes.
Dude, this is why I call it New World Order diss tracks.
Yeah.
Yo, it's wild. It's just, you know, it's just crazy. I don't know, man. There's so much I could get into on this video. Good. But at the same time, it just creates conversation.
CNN, buildings burning in the background, mostly peaceful protests. Like, what are we doing here? And that's what kills me, is that it's like, we're supposed to be mad at this video, but we're supposed to accept that our cities are being burnt down, that, you know, people are being robbed, you know, killed, and oh, it's social justice. This
has hit me close to home personally, you guys. So I throw concerts for a living, and I work exclusively with a venue in Denver. And when they started doing all this, the Summer of Love 2020, and you know, I literally just had to watch, like, yo, are they gonna get the venue? And will I be out of now because we couldn't work, but when it does come back, am I even going to be able to do events anymore? Because that was my business. I'm partnered into that business. And when you see this stuff happening, you're like, hey, are you guys thinking about anyone other than yourself? Because you guys are just, it's like, you're literally like, these are businesses like, I don't even want to bring the race thing. I was going to be like, I'm mixed race, and you're saying this is for these lives, but then you're literally this close to burning down my business. It's like, bro, what are we talking about here? Do you see what I'm saying?
No, because it's a bunch of losers that are mad that they, you know, have failed at life, that want to take their frustration out on the world.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why these conversations get so long, because when you're young, you're mad. There's sometimes you just, you know how it was being a teenager, you know, and there's your energy. You don't know where to put it. And then when you have all these people gaslighting you, saying America's this, it's that, and you actually buy into that, it's easy to direct these people to do blah, blah. And that's what I believe these university institutions help do and help gaslight. They help indoctrinate our youth in the demoralization of our country, instead of us working at making, you know, our government a little less corrupt and it work for the people. We're just like, burn it. It's like anyways, you guys, Jason Aldean, what do you think? Try that in a small town. What are your thoughts on this video? Me and him have these conversations, and we could literally do an hour reaction to this.
Hours.
I could have just wrote down bullet points after hearing this and been like, well, this and that and that. But hey,
yeah, because it feeds into a bigger subject, and you can just say that it's just about this song and it's about him being racy, you know, racing NASCAR, you know.
YouTube has
but there's
a
deeper thing that's going on in our society. And the question is, are we supposed to just sit back and allow people to tear down everything that has been worked for?
Yeah. Essentially, he's just saying, we're not gonna take it. And I feel him, bro. After 2020, I'm not rocking with none of the nonsense. My eyes have been awoken. I'm out of the matrix. Let's go. Let us know.
Yeah, let's look what's happened to some of these beautiful cities. San Francisco, Portland.
Dude, LA, like all these places, they have beachfront property. They're amazing cities, and they're just it's crazy. Yeah, Denver is baby Cali. It's trash right now. Anyways, you guys, let us know what you think in the comments. And my main question is, where he filmed it, like, is there something there that should be concerning? I don't know if this is real. What is the reason for filming it at this courthouse in Tennessee specifically, you guys?
And, that's where we can't get into his mind, because when I hear that...
He's from Georgia, though.
I know, but we can't get into his mind. So in my place, I look at it and I'm just like, if he made a conscious decision to film there because he knew the history, that is fucked up. Like, you can't deny that. But then once again, it's like, is he the one who picked the location?
I mean, if he's on a big label, they sometimes will choose location. I have no clue. This is what I'm getting at.
We can't be in his mind.
If I'm from Georgia, I think he's from Macon, Georgia. I would have shot in Macon, Georgia, in a small town with my peoples.
Yeah,
I would have brought in all my peoples. You know what I'm saying? Been on the, that's what I would have done.
Yeah,
So that is a question I have. Anyways, you guys, don't forget to like, share, and comment on all the content. But if you really rock with the vibe, subscribe to the channel. 40.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ boys. 40.
Sheesh.